So yeah, thanks for taking your time, man, and welcome to the interview.
Yeah, no
And
problem. Thanks for having me.
yeah, do you want to start right away?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, brilliant. So yeah, man, a lot of people have been requesting you to enter the ring once again over in Fight Night. What is your current shape? What is your current power level? What would you say?
I think I'm in the best shape I've ever been right now. I think I'm at the top. I'm at top form right now, so I'm
Great.
definitely prepared for this next match.
Nice. And your next opponent is not just anyone, it's Terror from Europe, Polish player, Undead player, and he has been looking rather good against Orc players. However, he still says it's not the best matchup. What do you think about the matchup right now, Orc Undead, and how good would you say are you in that matchup?
I think the Orc versus Undead matchup is in a good spot balance wise. I think it might be a bit harder for Undead players to execute, I guess, if that makes
Hmm.
any sense. I think the balance is fine. It's just that the difference in terms of how hard it is to execute the gameplay it definitely favors the Orc a little bit. Um, but yeah, I think overall the balance is fine. It's just harder for Undead players to play the matchup, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
Um, yeah, I think as for me, it's definitely my strongest matchup by far. So I'm really happy I'm playing an Undead this week.
Yeah.
Uh, I think Terror, he's a decent player, but I definitely think it's gonna be a pretty one-sided matchup in my favor.
Any reason to clarify that or to specify that? Why you think it's going to be in your favor?
I just think I'm way too good against Undead. He's
Fantastic.
not even close to my level, to be
I
honest.
love it.
Not even close.
So, what would you
I've played
say?
him
Are there any undeads that you would rather think are on your level?
besides 120 and Happy, and maybe WFC. I don't think there's an Undead in the world that can take a best of 3 or best of 5 off of me.
All right.
So, yeah, that's definitely I think Terra is pretty far from 120 or Happy,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be pretty easy for me.
All right. I like the confidence, man. Like a true champion. Spoken very well. Okay, man. So I want to talk to you about the current state of NA a little bit more because next to you, there's actually, I would say, a few other players from NA that have made a little bit of a name for themselves. We had Cruncher on the fight night as well. He did really well. He's been doing really well ever since. Then we have players like OC and others. What is your current take on NA's state, and do you think it's going to improve even more with Reforged coming out?
Um, NA's in NA's been doing pretty well recently. It's just that there's so few top players in general
Hmm.
that it's sort of like up to the few players who are at the top level to perform well to determine the state of like NA Warcraft, if that makes any sense. But yeah, there's definitely some good players. Cruncher for sure is really good, but a lot of these players aren't as active as a lot of like the top European players.
Right.
So it's just yeah, if there were more players, then I feel like we definitely see more talent emerge. I'm hoping Reforged brings in a lot of new players, but at the same time, Warcraft is like a hard game to get into. It takes a lot of experience to get good at. So even with the influx of new players, I'm not sure if NA is going to see like a really good breakout player in the near future, but we'll have to see, I guess.
Great. And, speaking of Reforged, of course, there's been a major announcement made in terms of esports lately. The ESL Pro Tour has been announced, which, especially for Western players, is just probably one of the biggest projects for them to aim for, to get better at the game and try really hard. What does it mean to you? Are you going all in, trying to become a full-time pro with the ESL Pro Tour now announced? What are your future plans for Reforged?
Um, I don't think I'm gonna go pro like full pro gamer, I guess, in the
Hmm.
near future, but I'm definitely excited about the ESL Pro Tour because it offers a lot of opportunities. They still have been a bit unclear about the format of like the regions and how the qualifiers work.
Right.
So I'm still a little hazy on the details, but it's considering how big ESL is and the fact that they're doing Warcraft 3 nowadays, it's like really exciting for me. So I'm definitely going to participate in the qualifiers. And if I have a chance to go, I'm definitely going to go. But yeah, like I've said, they've been a bit unclear on the details. So I'm still not sure where I stand in terms of how the tournament works and whether I'm going to participate or not. But yeah, if the online qualifiers give me like a direct seed with like paid flight and everything, I'll definitely participate and see if I can go.
Fantastic. So yeah, not really much to add to that. I'm just very stoked to see you play again on Fight Night this upcoming Friday against Terror. A little bit of a heated matchup, with a little bit of banter, a little bit of a prehistory, as it almost always is really with NA versus EU. It's always nice to see a little bit of a rivalry going on. So once again, I think I don't even have to ask you, Hitman, right? Your prediction for this victory, of course, on your side. Any specifics?
Swift 3-0. Very swift. Maybe he might not even kill a unit in one of those games.
What?
Considering our history, half the games we've played, he hasn't killed a single unit. So I'll just leave you with that.
Man, Growy and I will pay very close attention to that and count every unit. All right. Any final shout-outs, Hitman, before we let you go?
Shouts out legendary Shade MCG. That's all I have to say.
Fantastic. All right, man. Thank you very much for your time, Hitman. And if you guys out there want to watch the goodness live in action, if you want to see it unfold, then you make sure to tune in this upcoming Friday, twitch.tv/HeroesHearth. And if you can't make it, of course, we have the YouTubes with a VOD coming up on this channel. So hit that subscribe button and drop a thumbs up if you enjoy the content and what we do. And I would like to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on Friday for the Fight Night.